Okay, can you tell I'm happy? Yes, I am happy. I often say I don't always necessarily look forward to the hike and starting it, but once I get on the trail, I'm always instantly happy. And still snow here. Make no mistake, folks. Evan found a nice bottle. What is it? It's a
Chateau Muscar.
Chateau Muscar, 1993. Somebody was selling their collection.
Yeah, and we bought.
Wow, look at the cork. So it was stored properly.
Correct. Yeah, hopefully it's good.
Now he's gonna decant it into a plastic bottle.
That's right.
But it's a fitting surrounding for such a nice wine.
He got chef's strainer just so that he could strain all the cork out of it.
You can always tell an old wine, eh? The colors are always a little bit different. That one looks definitely a little more like a brick, you know. Rustier, yeah. Not as bright.
That's right across the lake there.
Yeah, too bad nobody put a trail across the lake, but we are here and we're going following the lake shore and going right there to that point of land. We technically could go across, but we're not going to. Well, first couple of 100 yards are very interesting. Oh, I should mention we're going to a very popular summer campground called Point. So our destination's only about, it's less than 4 kilometers, and very high reward to work ratio. And evidently, even in winter, people are still using this trail quite a bit. I'm glad I didn't bring Tika. I was thinking of bringing her, but oh, somebody's got a dog in front of us. All right, we're in a bit of a...
Well, we got all this wind pushing it up.
Yeah. Gotta be smart about this.
I don't know if that's the rock that you go up beside, but that cornice looks gross.
That's what worries me. Common problem in winter is the trail is nowhere to be seen, and you can get yourself in a lot of trouble very quickly. You know, there's little dips and doodles and stuff here, and cornices and tree wells. So we might sacrifice a little distance for an easier path. There's some cool moss on the bottom of that tree. Wow. Evan was just saying this big slab of rock fell down there probably a century ago or centuries ago, but there's a big boulder field that we're going through. So doesn't look like it, but we're kind of going through a boulder field, which means there can be lots of spaces between boulders. Yeah. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. We come from way over there. We separated, there was a high trail and a low trail. Where's the high trail come out?
Comes out of those trees right up there.
And then comes down here?
Yeah.
Because I,
Connect with it right over here.
yeah, I still don't see it.
You just dip in behind.
Oh, we had a good time.
Yeah.
About an hour to get 3/4 of the way.
I'd say so.
And I'm guessing we're there.
It's the life.
Yeah, post-holing this is no fun. Look, tell people how quickly the weather changes. And
It's like 5 minutes ago the sun was out, and now we're in a winter storm.
we were both talking earlier, we had the same reaction at home independently while we were packing, but you know, we've gone through some pretty extreme weather this winter season. We hiked Cascade in -30, and so now it's tempting while we're hiking or packing to shed more weight. And you brought only one quilt, or one quilt, and I got a lightweight pack, but it's a temptation you got to resist. You don't want to forget that it's winter just yet, because we're in the mountains and the weather can turn here very, very, very quickly.
On a dime.
Yeah, as evident by this right now. It was sunny 10 minutes ago, but this is Alberta. Don't like the weather, wait 20 minutes. Last couple hundred meters. Whew. She's deep here. Deep. Is that the bear locker? No.
There's two of them, that's not one.
Now with this tent you can see how crowded I am, but so again my reflective mylar, then my foam, and then my mattress. Home sweet home. I'll let Evan start the fire with the wood I brought. Camp is set up. Over my shoulder, whoops, sorry. Over my shoulder, I have my empty pack, which is a lot easier for bringing back firewood. Evan's pants look a little bit wet, so we need a fire so we can start drying some clothing. These boxes are on legs, and they should be about 3 feet off the ground, which is about the amount of snow on top of them. So that's how deep the snow is packed here. There's the wood pile. Had to go underneath there a bit. I was worried about that collapsing and falling on my head. Look at that. Look at those gorgeous pork chops. Carrots. There's a sauce in there.
Nice demi-glaze.
Demi-glaze. And then mashed potatoes with chives and smoked cheddar. The smokies were supposed to be for lunch, but we'll eat those as a snack later. We actually have neighbors. You can't see it over there, but there's people. They're not in a designated campsite, but or maybe they are, but they were doing fireworks earlier. Quite interesting. Why would you not have sliced it down the middle at first? Is there?
I wanted to give it color, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do, actually. I'm not going to lie to you here. I thought about leaving them whole, but this way it'll look like there's more on the plate.
Trying to gauge the water.
Yeah. We've made this mistake before. Mashed potatoes had chives and smoked cheddar in it. Oh, I think we're gonna win this battle. The lengths we go.
You want a little bit more mashed potato?
No, I'm good right now. Thanks. Oh.
Perfect timing for plating of the food.
How is it?
I would pay $100 for this if I showed up anywhere.
Right on. Tonight it's free.
Oh. No, we worked for it.
Oh yeah, no, we did actually.
Wow.
That mashed potato is delicious. Oh yeah.
And the best part is, no dishes.
Zero.
We just burn everything. Would you say a demi-glaze?
Yeah. So took the pork bones, made a stock, reduced it down, put a bunch of vegetables in it, bacon, mushrooms, cooked it, red wine, reduced that down, and this is what we got.
It's a little fancier than when you just throw a little bit of butter and water in the pan after you've fried your pork chop, but it's basically the same idea.
Similar idea, yeah. I can't believe how quick this gets cold.
Actually, I was just thinking the opposite.
Good. The mashed potatoes stayed hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys brought a lot of fireworks.
They're lighting it up.
I wonder what the occasion is.
I don't know. I just seen my birthday.
I don't even know what the questions are.
Did you write them down?
I wrote them down, but we're, what time is it right now? It's about
almost 10.
Almost 10. And our companions, are the people across the lake from us, are firing off fireworks and singing, and they got some tunes going. They're having a grand old time. We're struggling here trying to make this fire hot. It's going, and a little bit of snow coming down right now, and we're both filling the pots and trying to boil some water. We're going to fill the our Nalgene bottles and bring some hot water bottles into the tents with us. Evan's drying off some socks. His boots were a little disappointment today. Got wet on his boots, but we'll overcome that. That's not a big deal. Otherwise, God, we had a gourmet meal, and now we're sitting by the fire and enjoying a 1983 or 93?
93.
A 1993 red wine.
Chateau Muscat.
Chateau Muscat. Full moon out. But we're both kind of agreeing now. Our goal was to do a hike every month, and we've succeeded. So, actually, Evan and I have been going out. We've been out every month since August. Hike in September, October, November, December, January, February. And now we got the one in March. So because it's early March, we both agree that we will reach our objective of hiking every month. All we have to do is hike in April to keep our streak going, but we can hike at the end of April. We don't need to hike in minus 13 or...
We did that.
Yeah. But, what's interesting about this is shoulder season was October at Bataan Falls, which was cold. And then when we went to Cascade in that minus 30, that was extremely cold, but the snow wasn't that deep. Now, late in winter like this, the temperatures are quote-unquote warming up. It's, only minus 13.
As it's snowing on you.
But it has been snowing nonstop all winter, and now the challenge at the mid part of winter like this is the snow is a big challenge. I mean, we endured a solid 2 feet of snow on some sections of Evan fell in a
Tree well twice.
and
tree well.
yeah, and you don't crawl out of a tree well easily, especially not when you're wearing snowshoes. So.
Or a pack.
Yeah. Well, we're enjoying this. It's silly as it sounds, and people definitely question why we're doing this.
Good hikes lined up. Yeah. And after this winter, I don't see why we can crush them out now.
Yeah, like what does the notion of doing a 10-day, 100-kilometer hike feel like right now?
I'll do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
My only issue is how am I going to keep that food fresh the whole time?
Yeah. First part of the night. Taking off the boots. Today was a good test. I'm wearing the Outdoor Vital pants, and I wore the thermals today. And very, very good product. I'm very, very happy. I'm so warm right now, so I'm just going to take off the pants, and I'm going to keep the thermals to bed. I just need to, once you take off your boots, you get a bit of cramp in the feet. Zipped in. It's cold. I got the Nalgene bottle at my feet. Now I go to bed, and I put everything in my bed. My batteries go to bed with me. My headlamp. I just hope I don't have to wake up in the middle of the night. I don't think I will. I'm not going. If I have to go out and pee, it'd be a miserable experience. Can you hear the snow falling? Morning. It's amazing how much of my routine I can accomplish in the dark, but right now I am struggling to get dressed. Like I said, I went to bed last night with these dragon wool thermals, and I was warm, but the tent is so small that I kept touching this side, so this side was getting cold. I'm not gonna lie, last night was not a comfortable sleep. I was a lot of tossing and turning. The snow melted unevenly underneath me, and I created a bit of a trench. I have a feeling when I come out of here I'll show it, but anyways, we survived another night, no big deal. Now I'm gonna get up and find a fire. We're kind of under some tree cover here, and boy did I scare myself, or something scared me last night. A big chunk of snow, the wind picked up and a big chunk of snow fell off a branch, and it just hit the side of the tent and sort of startled the crap out of me. So one boot on. This one's even cold. Snow, but solid chunk of wine. Fire's out. Okay, I'm going to show you something amazing. I'm going to show you why we do this. 11:46. This is a provincial campground, and so there's a wood lot and there's an axe. We went and got the axe. Luckily, sometimes they chain them so you can't take them with you to your individual camp, but we took it here and we're going to bring it back up to the wood lot. But it sure made a difference because the logs are quite big, and unless you split them, they're not burning very efficiently. The area around this fire pit's obviously been used probably, like I said yesterday, by day hikers who come and have dug it out. It's been relatively easy to dig around the main pit, but the whole it's ice everywhere else. What happens is folks come here, dig it out, pack it down, then leave. Then it snows again or melts, and it builds all these different layers. But right now we seem to have a fairly nice spot. This is solid ice and we can sit on it, and I got my little cushion. So sitting in the morning with my little cushion, I got a fire going to warm up my feet. I got a hot chocolate. We didn't eat the smokies last night, so we're gonna thaw the smokies probably by putting them in the pot of boiling water for a while, and then we'll slice them up, I imagine. Yep. And then put them in the frying pan. And we have some leftover, I keep wanting to say gastrique, but it's not gastrique.
Demi-glaze.
Demi-glaze. And wow, like smokies and demi-glaze for breakfast.
Civilized.
And an oatmeal. We've been talking, but this is the best. This feeling is not as good in summer as it is in winter. It's pretty to see a sunrise in summer, but in winter, it definitely signals that the day is upon us, that we survived. That's an extreme word, but we survived the cold night, and now this is glorious. And today we're gonna spoil you guys because we're gonna walk across this lake, and I'll take panoramas and point out features. We're gonna have a glorious second half of this trip as we snowshoe across the lake today. Evan's wearing booties. His boots got wet last night. Nice wood pile we had. An axe. There's a fancy outhouse. Look at the snow on top of the outhouse. Not entirely obvious, but this is called Point Campground because the lake is over there and we're on a point of land here and we're surrounded by water. Now I'm quite a bit higher here. I'm probably 30-40 feet higher than the shores, and there's 20 campsites all scattered around here. There's 3 big bear lockers, each with about 6 spots, so there's enough bear lockers for everyone. There's 2 toilets, there's 2 piles of firewood, and it's only about a 4-kilometer hike. One of the more popular campgrounds in Kananaskis. Very easy to get to, and if you're looking for an easy hike because you're just getting into the sport, this is one I highly recommend in summer anyways. And if you're a soloist and you want to learn to solo, you can hike here alone, but you won't be alone, so it's a good place to practice, because if you come out here alone for your first solo trip and you're missing some gear, hikers are a friendly community. Somebody will help you out, and yeah, and I'm glad we came here in winter. It's definitely a different feeling and environment in winter than it is in summer. It's incomparable. Whoops. Yeah, good luck opening that one. That summit has a funky French name. It's Mont Indefatigable. Very hard to say in English. Indefatigable or whatever. And roughly translated, it means indefatigable means you can't tire them out. We'd say that about kids. You can't tire them out. So that mountain is called, I don't know if somebody named it because they never get tired of looking at it, or trying to climb it requires a lot of energy. I don't know, but it's a very interesting, unique name. What a gorgeous area. So now we're gonna go across the lake and treat you guys to some crazy views. Leave the campsite better than you found it. Fire's out. Evan shoveled a bunch of snow in there. It's all dug out. The few extra logs we brought, we'll leave them on the table. They're easier to find. Some people had left them around the fire and they were just impossible to dig out. It made it hazardous around the fire pit. Well, I'm very impressed. It was you need to be efficient in packing this Curve 46 by Light AF, but it did the job. My conclusion though is that I think I would have been more comfortable bringing my large pack out here. I would have brought a few more luxury items. It is tough hiking in winter. I don't think winter is quite the ultralight.
Definitely not.
It's not the time to test your ultralight gear in winter. Deep, very deep. I just sank way out of sight right there. Go a little bit higher.
Beautiful.
No kidding. We came down from there, but somebody walked across there. We're gonna go follow those tracks. The only concern I have is going through here, but we'll go slow. What happens is water does move, ice does move, but this is a pretty calm lake and I don't think it's starting to drain yet, but sometimes you get the ice forms on top and then in the spring the melt and the runoff, the water starts to empty underneath the ice and then you get a gap between the ice and the water. But this ice is probably at least 3 feet thick. Holy cow, folks. I wanted to do this. There's no way I was following the trail. I wanted to go. Look at this. Look at this. Woo!
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Look at that
You don't
view.
get to do this in summer. There is an advantage to hiking in winter and summer and all the seasons. You see it differently. This is so amazing. The only thing that's not happening today that I was hoping for is that mountain's famous for its little avalanches, you know. You were here in the summer. When did you come here?
Last May, actually, and they were just unloading off of that peak over there.
Constantly.
Constantly. Just constantly.
And what does it sound like?
Oh, just a huge crack followed by a rush, almost like a rush of water.
And if
it
you
was happening every 5 minutes.
And if you turn around, you can see sort of the dust, the snow dust, and you know where it's happening.
Yeah, you'll see it, and it goes for 3 or 4 minutes because it's got to come all the way down the mountain.
Yeah, it doesn't look high, but it's you know, that's about that's an 8,000 foot peak.
Yeah.
And so you got a 1,000 meter drop. Evan sounds like one of those old pack horses in the Western movies. Keep walking and I'll listen to your... You know he's a chef when he's got a frying pan, a pot, his coffee mug, his plating tongs are somewhere, I don't know where, but... And then he carries his Malden salts around his neck on a chain. Some people get engaged and wear a wedding ring on a gold necklace, but Evan has a little thing of Malden salts. By the way, Malden salts, you need to, well, I guess you are kind of sponsoring him by providing salt, but maybe a little bit, if you could hand out those little packets, that he carries. If you could send Evan at market in Calgary about 50 of those, and then we'll bring him on hikes with us and we'll hand him out to people we meet on the trail. These are not today's tracks. It's a little harder to do when you're wearing snowshoes. Okay, can you tell I'm happy? Yes, I am happy. I often say I don't always necessarily look forward to the hike and starting it, but once I get on the trail, I'm always instantly happy. And one thing that happened to me over the years is it used to take me a bit of time to settle into the routine of being on the trail. I used to say they used to take me about 24 hours, and then I felt really comfortable. And my I don't give a crap moment would be about hour 24 of a trip. These days, my I don't give a crap and I forget about civilization moment occurs the moment I'm far enough from the trailhead that I can't see my truck or my car. So often these days, that's about 10 minutes into a hike. You get into the moment. You get into the moment. I mean,
How do you not be out here?
and you know, yesterday we talked about it. You get it. Routines do kick in, kind of like training kicks in, and you know certain things. And then I don't get stressed mentally, even when the conditions get tough. You just plan, and then you do everything one at a time. It helps to have been here before and to know, been here before meaning having hiked before and knowing that it almost always works out. But you get into camp, it's like, okay, set up the tent, get some firewood. I mean, the first time I walked up to go get firewood yesterday, I was like, oh, this sucks. This sucks. By the end of the day, I walked up and down 3 times, 4 times, got some wood, figured it out. It's no stress. From here, you can see the point. So that's the point, and that's where all the campgrounds are located. Now, when we came down, we walked around to come on shore. In hindsight, now that I know what the lake's like, we could have just come down from the point and walked across easily. We added 500 yards for nothing. Say that again. So what happened yesterday?
Well, when I fell in the tree well, your feet are kind of stuck up behind you, so you have to clear the snow out of the way to get the bindings off, and then you got to use the snowshoe as a stair to push yourself up to get out of it. Because it's 4 feet deep in there. It's could be dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that walking on the ice isn't dangerous, but
That?
I didn't get one picture out here until right now. I've just been so shocked by the beauty, I forgot.
Oh, you got video but no stills.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what I was saying. So we're very close to shore. There's a artificial dam there and a level control for the lake, but so there's been some flooding here. There's the trailhead. All right.
Yeah.
Another one.
Another one in the books.
successful trip.
Yeah.
Poor Evan's got to go to work now.
The price you pay for all this adventure.
Hey, Chica. Hi, my girl. Hi, my girl. Hi, my girl. Okay, okay. Hey, Dexter.